Now it begins. Yes, it's gonna start all over on needles and pins. I'm so uptight about her. She makes every day a mystery, true adventure. I should just walk away, but I know that I can't live without her. There she goes, messing with my mind again. Oh no, there she goes, messing with my mind again. Sometimes she does, and then sometimes she don't. Sometimes she will, and then sometimes she won't. Oh, there she goes, she's messing with my mind again.
Welcome to Thematic Nostalgia, and this is show number 38. And this is a special show because it's not one conceived of by our crack staff of 2 here at Thematic Nostalgia. It's from a loyal subscriber, and that would be Frank Duglikensky. Now, I mentioned on an earlier show that Frank and I went to high school together, but we have not seen each other in the flesh since that time, and that's back in 1966. But we have reconnected through our love for music of a bygone time. So Frank, I hope you will approve of the way I've handled your theme. Frank did suggest some songs. Not every song is Frank's suggestion, but I tried to put in as many as I could. So let's continue. Now the first song is by Billy Joel. Now there's a commonality between Billy Joel and Frank and me. We both went to high school in Long Island a year apart. Billy Joel graduated Hicksville High School, the neighboring school system, in 1967. Sadly, I think that's where the similarity probably ends. Actually, Billy Joel was in a local band in Long Island at that time in the 60s. It was called the Hassles. And if my fading memory serves me at all, I believe I have seen the Hassles in Huntington, New York, at one of their venues. Of course, Billy Joel went on to become a big shot. The Hassles dissolved. So the first song is going to be called Big Man on Mulberry Street. And I got interested in this title and I looked it up. And Song Facts tells about a movie, not a movie, but a TV episode from Moonlighting called Big Man on Mulberry Street. And of course, they used the same song. It's a Billy Joel song. And this song was performed in a dream sequence by Bruce Willis and Sandal Bergman, who was a dancer. Of course, the show Moonlighting from the 1980s starred Bruce Willis and Sybil Shepherd. So that's interesting to me. If you wanted to look at that show, it is on YouTube. It is on Daily Motion. Big Man on Mulberry Street has the same name as the song. So let's start with that one. Let's go.
Why can't I lay low? Why can't I say what I mean? Why don't I stay home? Get myself into some boring routine. Why can't I calm down? Why is it always I fight? I can't get around. Why do I throw myself into the night? misfit and a rebel. See the one who's talking to themselves, and I can understand. Why is it every time I go out I always seem to get in trouble? I guess I made an impression on somebody north of Hesse and south of Wayne. So in my small way, I'm a big man on Mulberry Street. I don't mean all day, only at night when I'm light on my feet. What else have I got that I'd be trying to hide? Maybe a blind spot I haven't seen from the sensitive side. You know, in my own heart, I'm a big man on Mulberry Street. I play the whole part. I leave a big tip with every receipt. I'm so romantic, I'm such a passionate man. Sometimes I panic. What if nobody finds out who I am?
Our second song is a Christmas song by Eddie Arnold. And for our younger viewers, Eddie Arnold was a country western singer whose first song was The Cattle Call back in 1945. He lived to the ripe old age of 90 and performed for 6 decades. He was a member of the Grand Ole Opry beginning in 1943, and he was a member of the Country Music Hall of Fame back from 1966. Now, Eddie Arnold scored 147 Billboard country hits, second only to George Jones. Now, the song I'm about to play actually originated from an 1881 poem by Emily Huntington Miller, and the words to the poem and the lyrics of the song are the same. So here from 1962 is Eddie Arnold's song, maybe not suited for spring. That's the season we're in right now as we record this show, but it definitely does fit our theme. So here is Jolly Old St. Nicholas by Eddie Arnold.
Jolly old St. Nicholas, lean your ear this way. Don't you tell a single soul what I'm going to say. Christmas Eve is coming soon. Now, you dear old man, whisper what you'll bring to me. Tell me if you can. When the clock is striking 12, when I'm fast asleep, down the chimney, broad and black, with your pack you'll creep. All the stockings you will find hanging in a row. Mine will be the shortest one, you'll be sure to know. Johnny wants a pair of skates, Susie wants a dime, Nellie wants a storybook, she thinks dolls are folly. As for me, my little brain isn't very bright. Choose for me, old Santa Claus, what you think is right. Jolly old St. Nicholas, lean your ear this way. Don't you tell a single soul what I'm going to say. Christmas Eve is coming soon. Now, you dear old man, whisper what you'll bring to me. Tell me if you can. Tell me if you can. Jolly, 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 old Saint Nick.
Al Brown's Tune Toppers was a band led by Al Brown, born in 1934, and he had a big hit in 1960 with a dance song called The Madison. Of course, back in 1960, we also had The Twist, which probably was the biggest dance song of all time. Now, this song had dance instructions by Cookie Brown. And this song was actually popularized on a Baltimore TV dance party show, and that was hosted by Buddy Dean, and Baltimore DJ Eddie Morgan would lead the dance instructions on this particular television show. Although this song was very successful, it did have to compete with Ray Bryant's version called The Madison Time that came out about the same time. And that particular song was given dance instructions by Eddie Morrison. So Al Brown's version did peak at number 23, but it was probably suppressed a little bit by Ray Bryant's version. But in any event, the song does fit our theme, so here from 1960 is Al Brown's Tune Toppers, giving us The Madison.
Hey, everybody, gather round, it's Madison time. Give me a big, strong line, make it look real fine. Going to Madison now. If you don't know how, listen to my call, put you on the ball. Madison time. Like 2 up, 2 back, ball's turn, birdland twice. First that bird, step back over, rocking back into the Madison. When I say hit it, like a rub, that's hit it. 2 up, 2 back, ball's turn, looking good, birdland twice. One more time, reverse that bird. Step back over, rocking back into the Madison. Boy, the line sure swayed. Cancer Madison came. The line is nice and strong. Couldn't care catch a single cat wrong. If you take my call, you own the ball. Madison time. Like two up, two back, into the M, erasing, give me an I. Johnny, rock it back into the Madison when I say it. Like a rug, hit that thing. Just hit it. Two up, two back, into the M. Swinging son, erase that thing. Give me the I. Johnny, rock it back to the Madison. Looking good. You hit the Madison groove. Makes you really want to move. Well, it's from 8 to 83. Just as easy as can be. It's a relaxing dance. Makes you really prance. The Madison, the Madison, the Madison, the Madison, the Madison, the Madison.
Lucinda Williams is an American folk, country, and rock singer. She's a songwriter, and she's a musician. She recorded her first albums in 1978 and 1980 in traditional country and blues style. They received very little attention from the media, from radio, from the public in general. In 1988, however, she came out with a self-titled album, Lucinda Williams. And this particular album featured a song called Passionate Kisses. And that song was recorded by Mary Chapin Carpenter and received for Lucinda Williams a Grammy Award in 1994 for the Best Country Song. Now, since then, she has released several albums and she's had much more commercial success and critical acclaim. She's won 3 Grammy Awards from 15 nominations. She's won 2 Americana Awards from 12 nominations. She was ranked number 97 on VH1's Greatest Women in Rock and Roll, and she was named by Time magazine as America's Best Songwriter back in 2002. And she was also highlighted by Rolling Stone magazine as the 79th greatest songwriter of all time. But this next song I'm about to play isn't even one of her songs. It's a cover from a Bob Dylan song, and that's called Positively 4th Street. And that's the one that fits our theme, and that's the song we're going to play now by Lucinda Williams.
You just stood
last song before we reveal the theme is a monster hit by Pink Floyd. Pink Floyd was a progressive rock band from England. They did psychedelic music also. The band had 5 #1 albums from 1973 through 1995, including The Dark Side of the Moon. And this particular album holds the record for longevity on Billboard's Top 200 albums for an unbelievable 923 weeks. Now, the song I'm about to play hit the Billboard Top 100 as a single in January of 1980, and it remained on the Top 100 for 25 weeks. It held the #1 spot for 4 weeks, beginning on March the 22nd. And if you haven't already guessed, I'm talking about Another Brick in the Wall, Part 2 by Pink Floyd. So let's hear that.
We don't need no education. We don't need no thought control. No dark sarcasm in the classroom. Teacher, leave them kids alone. Hey, teacher, leave them kids alone. All in all, it's just another brick in the
Big Man on Mulberry Street is a jazz-influenced song that refers to Mulberry Street and the Little Italy section of New York City. Pictured here is Cafe Napoli on Mulberry Street and Hester Street. And as an aside, Grandpa Nick had a red mulberry tree on 9th Street in Bethpage, Long Island in the 1950s and the 1960s. But those berries turned my mouth and teeth purple. St. Nicholas Avenue is a major street that runs obliquely north-south through several blocks between 111th Street and 193rd Street in the New York City borough of Manhattan. The route, which follows a course that is much older than the grid pattern of the Commissioner's Plan of 1811, passes through the neighborhoods of Harlem, Hamilton Heights, and Washington Heights. Pictured here is Mitchell Square Park, a small urban park in the Washington Heights neighborhood of Manhattan. It is a two-part triangular-shaped park formed from the intersection of St. Nicholas Avenue, Broadway, and 167th Street. Madison Avenue is a north-south avenue in Manhattan that carries northbound one-way traffic. It runs from Madison Square at 23rd Street to meet the southbound Harlem River Drive at 142nd Street. In doing so, it passes through Midtown, the Upper East Side, East Harlem, and Harlem. It is named after and arises from Madison Square, which is itself named after James Madison, the fourth President of the United States. Pictured here is Madison Square Park, a public park which runs along Madison Avenue from East 26th Street through to East 23rd Street. It is bordered on the west by Fifth Avenue and Broadway as they cross. Over the years, the growing success of Madison Avenue as a whole has been attributed to its affluence in the advertising industry. Madison Avenue has become well known as a shopping center for wealthy people around the world. It has become known for its elegant fashion and jewelry. 4th Street is a street in Lower Manhattan. It starts at Avenue D as East 4th Street and continues to Broadway, where it becomes West 4th Street. It continues west until the Avenue of the Americas, or 6th Street, where West 4th Street turns north and confusingly intersects with West 10th, 11th, 12th, and 13th Streets in Greenwich Village. There is uncertainty about exactly which 4th Street the title of Positively 4th Street refers to, with many scholars and fans speculating it refers to more than one. New York City's 4th Street is at the heart of Manhattan's residential district, Greenwich Village, where Dylan once lived. This area was central to the burgeoning folk music scene of the early 1960s, which centered around Dylan and many influential singers and songwriters. However, the song may also concern Dylan's stay at the University of Minnesota in Minneapolis, where 4th Street Southeast is one of the two main roads crossing through the part of campus known as Dinkytown, where Dylan lived and performed. I've always been partial to New York. It would be a stretch to connect another brick in the wall to Wall Street. So let's just say Wall Street is in the name, so therefore it fits our theme. Wall Street is an 8-block long street in the financial district of Lower Manhattan in New York City. It runs between Broadway in the west to South Street and the East River in the east. The term Wall Street has become synonymous for the financial markets of the United States or the financial district itself. Wall Street was originally known in Dutch as De Walstraat. When it was part of New Amsterdam in the 17th century, though the origins of the name vary, an actual wall did exist on that street from 1685 through 1699. Since we already mentioned Jane Street in proximity to 4th Street, let's do this one next. Unlike other Manhattan streets with female-sounding names such as Anne, Catherine, or Hester, Jane Street is not believed to have been named for a woman. The origin of the name is in dispute, but the prevailing wisdom believes that it commemorates a local landowner's name, Jaynes, Jaynes, and that Alexander Hamilton died in his house after the infamous duel with Aaron Burr in Weehawken, New Jersey, across the Hudson River. However, that may just be New York folklore. In any event, for Jane Street, let's play Lady Jane, a top 40 hit by the Rolling Stones in 1966. A very good year.
My sweet Lady Jane, when I see you again, your servant am I, and will humbly remain. Just heed this plea, my love, on bended knees, my love. I pledge myself to Lady Jane. My dear Lady Anne, I've done what I can. I must take my leave, for promised I am. This play is run, my love. Your time has come, my love. I pledge my troth to Lady Jane. Oh, my sweet Marie, I wait at your ease. The sands have run out for your lady and me. Wedlock is nigh, my love. Her station's right, my love. Life is secure with Lady Jane.
Every single day, I got a heartache coming my way. I don't wanna say goodbye, but look at the tears you made me cry. I don't wanna say goodbye, mama,
Look at the lovely ladies of Park Avenue. Fill their lives with the things they bought today. Yeah, money gets cold when a woman turns old and nobody's there to talk to. Dye the hair so the men might stare, but you can't rinse troubles away. I said, look at the lovely ladies of Park Avenue. Call the doctor when they need a friend. Love to tell the stories of the men they had no time for. Wanted one to touch them, but afraid to let one stay. And thinking somewhere a young man is growing old, one who might love to share the things I did today. Somewhere a young man is growing old. Did I try to talk to me and did I turn away? Did I turn away? Did I turn away? Look at the lovely ladies of Park Avenue. Loneliness becomes a way of life. No one dares to tell them that they might have been mistaken. Foolish girls to stay alone, wasting all that time. And then somewhere a young man is growing old, one who might love to share the things I did today. Somewhere a young man is growing old. Did I try to talk to me and did I turn away? Did I turn away? Did I turn away? Look at the lovely ladies of Park Avenue. Look at the lovely ladies on Park Avenue. Look at the lovely ladies on Park Avenue. Look at the lovely ladies on Park Avenue.
Well, that was a nice little walk down Wall Street to Water Street. And as you can plainly see, I've made a lot of money on Wall Street, so I had to buy a place on Park Avenue. Now, how can you possibly talk about Manhattan streets without Broadway? So I'm going to play the definitive version of On Broadway by the Drifters. Now, this song was written by Barry Mann and Cynthia Weil, but actually the Cookies were the first ones to record it, and the Crystals were the first ones to release it. And George Benson's live version in 1978 was actually the highest charting version of On Broadway. But I'm still going to play the Drifters. Let's give a little introduction by the Cookies, and let's see how that one sounded, and then we'll go in to On Broadway by the Drifters.
The neon lights are bright on Broadway. I hear the dreams come true there every day. I hear the life don't get you down the way it gets you in this small town. I swear I'm gonna get me there somewhere.
They say the neon lights are bright on Broadway. On Broadway. They say there's always magic in the air.
Frank, it's been really nice going back to Manhattan. I haven't been there for a while, but I'm going to finish it up with 3 in a row. Now, the first one isn't really a street or an avenue. It's a park. It's Washington Square Park, and this is by the Ames Brothers. It's a vocal, not the instrumental big hit by the Village Stompers. Next, I'm going to play a song called Saks Fifth Avenue. And Saks Fifth Avenue is an instrumental by Johnny Beecher and his Buckingham Road Quintet. And I'm going to finish it up with a song that really is not nostalgic. It was made in 2020. It's a video by a Christian contemporary singer. I really liked it. Her name is Melanie Penn. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you for watching Thematic Nostalgia. This is show number 38.
From Cape Cod Light to the Mississippi, San Francisco Bay, they're talking about this famous place down Greenwich Village Way. They hoot and natty all the time with folks from everywhere. Come Sunday morning, rain or shine, right in Washington Square. And so I got my banjo out, just sitting catching dust, and painted right across the cakes, Greenwich Village or bust. My folks were sad to see me go, but I got no meaning there. So I said goodbye Kansas Mo, and hello Washington Square. Near Tennessee I met a guy who played 12-string guitar. He also had a mighty voice, not to mention a car. Each time he hit those bluegrass chords, you sure smell mountain air. I said, don't waste it on the wind, come on to Washington Square. In New Orleans we saw a gal, walking with no shoes, and from her throat there comes a growl, she sure was singing the blues. She sang for all humanity, this gal with raven hair. I said it's for the world to hear, come on to Washington Square. We cannonballed into New York on good old US 1, till up ahead we saw the arch, a gleaming bright in the sun. As far as all the eye could see, 10,000 folks were there, and singing in sweet harmony, right in Washington Square. Let's go to Washington Square. Come on to Washington Square. Come on to Washington Square. Come on to Washington Square.
electric light, and it's only a few more blocks, so I'll walk on the Avenue of the Americas. I had the thought when I was 10, I'd grow up and go to New York and be a singer then. There wasn't any backup plan, so here I am on the Avenue of the Americas. Don't let it be too late to dream, no. Don't let it go beyond my reach, oh. Hope is here in this old concrete. I can feel it underneath my feet, rising again. In all of us on the Avenue of the Americas. I've done so much to stay afloat. The city's gonna make you pay, then it'll add a zero, but it'll run right into your veins and be your home, where you lose and where you love. Don't let it be too late to dream, no. Don't let it go beyond my reach, oh. Hope is here in this old concrete. I can feel it underneath my feet, rising again. And all of us on the Avenue of the Americas. Don't give up yet. I can hear it with each step. Don't give up yet. I can hear it with each step. Don't let it be too late to dream, no. Don't let it go beyond my reach, oh. Hope is here in this old concrete. I can feel it underneath my feet, rising again. In all of us on the Avenue of the Americas. Don't let it be too late to dream, no. Don't let it go beyond my reach, oh. Hope is here in this old concrete. I can feel it underneath my feet, rising again. In all of us on the Avenue of the Americas. On the Avenue of the Americas. On the Avenue of the Americas. Maybe this'll be my year. They've been saying that for as long as I've lived here. Just wait till people hear you sing. But are we listening on the Avenue of the Americas?